less likely to hear it on the stream than off the stream somehow.
Excellent connection. It is on the Stick After Dark. Like I think we'd be lucky if we got to like 15-ish days of horror games this year, but there was stuff happening. I motion that we move the election to September so that it doesn't ruin Halloween every 4 years. Is that
Sure.
Is that reasonable?
I don't care.
Anyways, I'm Joe Drilling. That's Eric Allen. Kurt
No,
Adam
let's not
also
forget,
agrees.
September right now is a perfect month, and we don't want to
Yeah.
screw that up.
I also agree.
That's a good point. What about August? Can we do it in August? That's a
Sure.
long time for like that's a long time between the election and taking.
Or should we
power,
just
though.
like do it in February and like make February the worst possible month,
Yeah,
or March?
and then also
January 1st, election, and like
Yeah.
3 days later,
inauguration.
Yeah, sure.
you're out. Let's go.
So did I introduce everybody? Alex, Kurt, Mike, Eric.
Hi.
I'm Joe.
Hi,
Pleased to meet you.
hi, I'm Eric.
Hi, I'm Alex.
I'm playing some UFO 50 tonight, which I'm playing Pilot Quest right now, by which I mean I'm just like starting Pilot Quest, and then I'm gonna exit out
for
of
the
it
first
in
time?
a second. No. But I'm not gonna play Pilot Quest. I'm gonna play Fist Hell because that is seasonally appropriate.
Fist
You want to
hell.
play Pilot Quest anyways.
The Quest is not. It's not the best game on there. I kind of
No,
like it
I would say.
because it's built around two things that I do enjoy, which are clicker games and Star Tropics. But it doesn't do either of those things very well.
I wish it
sad
was
to
just
report.
a better, like crazier clicker. Honestly.
Yeah,
They
for sure.
Just gone full like cookie
Like full
clicker,
cookie
like
clicker, yeah.
craziness. Yeah, I think that would have been better.
I mean, I agree. Neither one of the parts is especially good.
Spec has a plan. I
Joe,
think-
are you streaming to Discord?
no, but I can. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
No.
Better be sorry.
It's always worth it to stream to Discord because then we can listen to the cool music.
Mm-hmm.
And there you go. Now you're listening to the cool music. So last time I played this, I played as Jay, so I'm going to try somebody else this time.
Silent up.
Yes.
Got him.
Got him.
This is good.
Well, Amy is tough and has 3 skulls worth of throw, so I'm going
Is
to
that
go with Amy.
2 F's or OUGH?
OUGH.
OUGH. You're such a GH.
But I suspect by extension she is tough enough to master the moves to master that guy.
Or something.
What's in the middle? The white stuff?
Yes.
You guys remember the unicorns?
No.
No.
Yes, actually I
Top
do.
Ghost?
Yeah.
Great, one of the all-time great, like, just like dropped this album and it was fucking awesome and then like disappeared.
Yep.
An
That
appropriate
album's
name.
great. I always think about like that.
Hey, it's that
My
dog.
favorite line from my favorite song from that album is I'm trying to think of the exact wording. Oh fuck! I just had it and lost it. It's like my favorite thing. Oh my god.
My favorite
Oh.
things?
I forget how it begins. It's like the doctor said I had a full-blown case of what is known as jelly
Yeah.
bones.
Jelly Bones, yeah. Uh-huh. Jelly Bones is a great song.
jelly bones.
Yeah.
That song is so fucking funny.
I feel like
That
I've
album
never
is
heard of
great.
this thing in my life.
Yeah, I have no idea what you guys are
I
talking
I
can't
about.
can't believe
it
you've been
is-
friends with me and Alex this long and you've never
Dude,
heard us talk about the unicorn before.
The Unicorns, the name of the album is Who Will Cut Our Hair When We're Gone. They made that one album, and then
there's
they
like
broke
another,
up.
there's like an EP or like a
Yeah,
that
yeah,
they
yeah.
turned in. There's more than just that one album. But then one of the main, well, actually both
Yeah.
of the two main guys, they went on.
They
to
both
make
have
a
done
band
other
called
stuff.
Islands. And that
Yeah,
was
Islands
pretty
is-
good
yeah.
album.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's some good albums by them too. But they stuck. That band's been around for a while, and then there's some other random stuff. But well, here I'll post Jelly Bones in the Song of the Day channel. Yeah,
Get Tough Ghost in there too.
yeah. That's what I was
Yeah.
I'm
There's a
good.
whole
I'm actually
trilogy of songs about
kind
ghosts.
because I don't think I knew that you liked that, Eric. That's something that like me and like my friends at that time like knew about, and no one else I've ever spoken to has ever known.
I thought we
We
talked
may have.
about it
We may
at some
have.
point before, but
If we did, I just
anyway,
forgot
the
that we
Great
did
is a
that.
fucking great album.
Yeah, it's good.
This
It's so
fucking
good.
guy.
I don't remember shit, man. I don't know what day it is.
Fucking guy.
It's
Maybe it wasn't you,
Wednesday.
maybe it was somebody else.
It's voting day, or it was for me, anyways.
Every day is voting day in California because you just go put it in a box.
I voted
Whoa.
like 3 weeks ago.
You mail? Yeah, you did mail in, obviously, right? Eric?
What's in the box?
It's my vote.
It's
Which sin is that?
pride.
Yeah.
Hope.
Yeah.
Hope.
Is hope a sin? I don't think hope is a sin.
Now it is. Yeah.
Oh, Islands put an album out last year. I didn't know that. Okay. Wait, they put an album out this year.
Yeah,
Or maybe it's an EP or something. Damn. I
they've
don't
been dumping stuff quite a bit lately. I don't.
Okay, I'll have to check that out. Islands
It wasn't
is
like
less,
super duper
less
great.
good, but then
They have one really really good album, and then
Well, I mean, like I like the Unicorns because it's weird, but then like the Islands is good, but like normal. You know what I mean?
yeah, they're very. The first Islands album is really really good.
Yeah, I yeah. I think
That has a
that's-
song. There's a song that they it's like a rap song with Bus Driver doing a verse, and it's like one of his
Nice.
craziest verses. It's really good. Anyways,
So Joe, how much UFO 50 have you played here? What's your current status?
I mean, a fair amount, a pretty fair amount. This game I haven't played a lot of yet.
How many of the 50? Give me an exact number. Go.
27 or 28 I've played.
Okay. That's almost half.
It's not an
yeah.
exact number. Just
You're
saying.
correct. It's not. So Alex lied about what he would accept, apparently, but you can take that up.
That
with
was
him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Point of order, Alex.
What did I lie about?
You wanted an exact number, but you didn't squawk when he didn't give you one.
Well, I mean, he gave me 2 exact numbers. That's like double what I wanted.
That's right. That's correct. Alex is right.
I can't
actually.
complain about
I see.
that.
Under those
Yeah,
circumstances,
I
you just
see.
keep your mouth shut.
So
Yeah.
when someone asks me to give them an exact number, I could say I don't know, 3 and or 1 million, and that's fine. Yeah. Okay.
Are you familiar with the game Monopoly? There's that one card that says bank error in your favor. That's what this. That's what this was. I was given a
$15.
wonderful bounty. You know.
Yeah.
you wanted one number and you got 2. That's double the numbers.
That's almost twice as many.
That's how math works.
It's exactly twice as many.
I don't
So-
know about that actually. You might want to check your math on that one.
This is just
I think
reminding
we've
me of the
established
Mr. Show
who's good at
sketch
math.
where he's like, 12 is the highest number.
That's one of my favorite ones. Not surprising anyone. 24, yeah, 24, boss. 24 is the highest number. The guy drops off the cannolis and he gives him like $30, and he's like, "What'd you give him? Don't worry about it." Yeah. Anyway.
So everybody's got their costumes ready to go trick or treating tomorrow.
No,
Yeah,
our
I'm
trick or
gonna
treat
go-
was on Saturday, so
Bullshit.
I'm doing a 20-mile hike in Zion Park tomorrow, so
Dressed
Just-
as.
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Just as Sora.
yeah.
It's gonna have a giant
With a
keyblade
giant
over his
key,
shoulder.
yeah. It's better than a
Big-
cloud costume that would have the giant
flo-
Buster Sword.
No, but Sora's got the big floppy clown shoes, which
Oh, that's true.
I think would be
No,
absolutely
I'm
atrocious.
gonna go as Sam Porter Bridges, and I'm just gonna carry
Nice.
like 5,000 pounds of shit on my back, and then every
Yep.
time I
Drink
fall,
your
I'm
own
just gonna, like,
piss.
dump
Hang
it,
out with
yeah, in
fucking
river.
the guy who directed Drive for some reason.
I put a little weird baby in my chest.
Okay, but here's the
Yeah.
question: have you found someone who is gonna
On
like
on your chest. Not
be
in your chest.
the Leia Sadu to your Norman
thing.
Reedus? Because worth
Listen.
it, you know.
I mean,
In that case, I'm going to go
I
as
would-
Viggo Mortensen.
I would pay any amount of money for that. From Eastern Promises, or
No, the one
No,
with Leia Seydoux, the
Yeah.
Crimes of the Future.
Yes.
Surgery
yes.
one.
that's
I can't think of
Dead
anybody
Ringers.
I'd rather have lick my surgery.
Ew.
It's more of a surgery
I'm an
zipper,
artist.
really, you know.
He's an artist, Alex. All right.
something new Flash.
He's got it. There's another Cronenberg movie coming out
Yep.
soon. I think.
Another David
Can't wait.
Cronenberg movie, or just another Cronenberg
Well,
movie?
I think there's one of each of them both have a one coming out. But I think the David one was recently at a film festival. And people are like, "Yeah, he's still doing that."
Yeah.
He's on that.
Well, I just remember someone who used to work with Megan when Crimes of the Future came out was like, I don't know if it's the best Cronenberg, but it's the most Cronenberg movie.
It's the ultimate, like the old guy still got it, you know.
He's still him.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody does it like them.
He hadn't done anything.
We
like
tried to
that
get
in
him
a
to
while.
stop, and he won't.
Yeah, well, the last thing he did was like, wasn't it like the Jung Freud movie?
Right. Yeah.
I thought you meant Young
That one-
Freud, as
Is
in
that
like
with Yahoo Serious?
I didn't say Jung, I said Jung.
Young Freud is
Thank
my rapper.
you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy.
Get good, Joe.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
working on it.
He's too busy thinking about Cronenbergian things to
I
whip
mean,
ass effectively.
I'm fighting zombies, so I'm like really kind of thinking about. I just need a dude with a bunch of ears all over him to come and try to fight me, and I'll be all set.
Any of you guys watched the Dead Ringers TV show?
No, was that a Cronenberg thing, or was that?
Yeah. No, I don't know.
I thought I saw something that was claiming it was good.
Yeah, I think I heard that too, but I
Yeah,
think.
I just all I know is that it exists. I don't know anything else
Yeah.
about it. Really.
Well, and it's women who are instead, or a woman
Yes.
instead of Jeremy Irons.
Rachel Weisz.
There you go.
Weisz.
You better wise up. So
Oh,
Mike,
Weiss guy, eh?
I'm curious, Mike. How is Balatro on a mobile device?
Oh,
Eric can
I
also chime in on this.
I just bought that. I just got that too. Yeah.
I would describe it as totally fine. It certainly plays like a game that was designed to be played with a touchscreen. I didn't really have any issues with the interface. Then I was listening to a podcast where some people were talking about how there were changes versus like the desktop version. I was like, oh, because to me it seemed fairly natural. I think the weirdest part about it is when you're like buying or using cards. Like if you want to sell something, you grab it and you move it, and then you drop it in a zone to sell. And I guess that's different than the desktop version.
Yeah, you just click on it and there's an option to sell.
But it's totally
Yeah.
fine that way. It's not a problem at all.
I'm eating, but I half mouthful of food. I agree. Like,
Also, please don't die.
oh, I'm trying to reach a paper towel.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I don't think it has changed my life the way it has changed yours, Joe. I think it's a fine game. It's fun to play some cards. Then you just don't get the cards you want and you lose, and that's
Yep.
annoying.
That's true. That's the now you're playing Balatro, baby.
And I mean, you know, I'm playing on the baby ante, right? The white chip. So like, obviously, I can't go around saying that I'm like the best Balatroer, but I didn't find it like super hard. I didn't find it like super hard at first. I was able to kind of get a couple wins fairly quickly, but then I started doing some of the weirder decks, and yeah, the win rate started to slow.
Uh-huh.
So
I
I'm
have
getting
I'm,
worse rather than better.
I'm on the plasma deck now, and
Plasma dog plasma.
it's weird. Plasma deck is weird. Plasma
What does
deck
it do?
it equalizes the number of chips and malt before it totals things.
Like it takes the average of them,
Yes, yes,
Yes.
that's exactly what it does.
Hmm.
or okay.
If you
Well, it
have
takes the
100
average
chips,
by
you-
them and
you have-
multiplies
Right. So
The
if you have
averages.
like if you have 100 chips and 2 malt, then you end up with 51 times 51 instead
That's
of.
way better than 102.
Well, yeah, but
Yes, correct.
it's like easier to win the early rounds, but the later rounds get weird.
I would say it stalls out your progression though in a weird way, and you have to pay like my normal strategy is to pay much more attention to malt and multiplying the malt than worrying about chips all that much. But with the plasma deck, you really want a good balance of both because it's like a lot easier to get higher chip numbers from things than it is like higher malt. So you can kind of like game the system that way a little bit, but it does there's diminishing returns for sure.
It really bothers me that you say molt. I know it's molt, but it's like, come on, that's a multiplier.
Dude,
I mean, in the game it says
I know.
MULT. So
I know.
Get on the
That's
malt
why-
train, Alex.
But I was like, when you first said it, I was like,
I'm with
oh.
Alex actually.
I like.
No, I think
was-
it sounds bad, but
I
I
like.
mean,
do you
if
remember
that's-
that scene in The Simpsons where he's like, my bones are so brittle, but I drink plenty of malt.
yeah, it definitely gives you that vibe. I will admit.
Yeah. That's like,
the
yeah,
big
that's
malt vibes.
yeah, big malt vibes. Like you know what that's short for, so I know what it says. It says that in the games. That's why I can't be too mad. But I'm just like, I don't know.
There's a cafe in the city called Milk. And I get that every time I see it.
That would be in my head every single time I saw that place. Mhm. Ooh. Uh-oh. I'll be right back.
after
That
these
sounds bad.
messages.
Portentous. We'll be right back.
Ew.
Yeah, that's kind of what.
That's what
That's
happens.
the dog, yeah. Or no, it's
Yeah.
the hydrant
It's the
licks the
hydrant.
dog. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
It's so gross though.
What's that?
Also that. You had to be there.
For the grossness.
Yeah.
He just licking stuff. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's no big. It's normal.
So Joe, in all of your mini 50 UFOs played so far, what are your highlights so far? What are the games that you think they really got it right?
I think this one is really good. I have spent, I think, more time. I think my number one is still. Is it called Velgas? What's the one where you're? It's like reverse. It's like fast-paced ice climber, but kind of.
Velgris, I think.
Velgris, yeah. I think that's
Upwell,
my most.
right?
Yeah,
One-
Upwell. Yes, yes, the one that's Upwell. That's I think my most played so far.
Interesting.
But I have mostly been playing them in chronological order, so I think some of the more complicated ones I haven't actually played at all yet. Oh, Mortal, actually. I haven't played Mortal
Mortal's
2 because
good.
I'm trying to finish Mortal, but Mortal
Yeah,
rules. I like it a lot.
I did enjoy Mortal.
And yeah, there's some that just haven't clicked with me at all. Like the one where you have the bug, it's like a turn-based strategy thing with bugs and stuff. That didn't click for me.
The ant one? Combat ants?
Yes.
But the
I
one
think
you
that's
played
what
the
it's
first stream we did with you playing through all that stuff.
I think so.
Yeah.
And yeah, apparently the very first game, that super obtuse Metroidvania thing, is actually really good if you like are patient enough with it. But I have not been thus far.
And you gotta like draw a map and stuff.
Yeah, right. Well, it has like a rudimentary map, right? If I remember correctly.
I don't know. I haven't played that one at all. Barbuta.
Barbuta, yes.
I don't. That just felt bad to me.
Yeah,
Just playing it feels bad. So
yeah, I can see that.
it reminded me a lot of Pitfall 2. I think I mentioned this. at some point to
Yes,
somebody.
yes.
But it is very because it's like it's literally just like a map maze game. But I think that once you like memorized where everything was, you could beat it real fast. But
You should ask
to me, just like
our good friend
the
Maddie.
to me, just like the jumping feels kind of crummy. So
Yeah.
I have not sunk a lot of time into Barbuda yet. I've played a very large amount of about 5 games. All of Rock on Island, all of Porgy.
Yeah, see, I haven't even started Rock on Island yet.
Well, if you like Tower Defense, it's really good. It also gets very tough later on.
Yeah, I
I
feel like
played
kind of
rounds of Party House after watching you play it last week, Mike.
Party House rules.
I was gonna say I played a fair amount of Party House, but I'm pretty lukewarm on it, honestly.
Rules.
Listen, I've pretty much done, even despite the fact that I just bought Balatro again on mobile, kind of done everything there is to do in that game.
In
And
Balatro?
so having having like something new in that vein to do is kind of cool. But I don't
It's
know,
true
anytime
that
I'm-
Party House is actually kind of like a poker game. It's kind of like a blackjack
It's
game.
like a blackjack, yeah. You're looking for that 17 card Charlie.
Yeah, Party House is definitely among my very favorites.
But yeah, I mean, I think there's just... I got really close to escaping Velgris and didn't, and it like it keeps bugging me because I'm like, I was on floor like 82 or something, and I was like, son of a bitch. But I actually really like, yeah, that one, and I haven't gone back to the one. It's one of the last ones. I played it on that very first stream where you drive the car and shoot,
What is that
and
called?
it's the
Sunset
Sunset Drive, yeah. And that's the one that actually is from the Downwell guy, if I'm remembering correctly, right?
That is the official game of I forget what his name is, but
I never.
there's actually a lot fewer game creators than I realized in this compilation.
Yeah,
I feel like there's only like 5 people who actually created games for it,
yeah.
and I think that like a good half of them seem like they're Derek Yu creations. Especially like
Yes.
if you've played a lot of his like indie games from like pre-Spelunky era, there's literally some of the games in this are basically like that. Like Devilition is almost exactly, it's like a sequel to one of his old games called Diabolica. I played all those games back in the day, like Snowbrawl, and he had a cool submarine one.
Did he
Probably
make the
some more
Jack
I'm forgetting
Thompson
about.
game? Was that Derek Yu or was that somebody else?
I don't know.
The totally outrageous proposal that Jack Thompson came up with that said, he said no one would do it, and if they did, I'll donate whatever. And so I thought it was Derek Yu, made it, and then was like, okay, where's the money, Dick? And of course he just welched on it. So, but I think that was Derek Yu. Now I don't remember for sure. Because sometimes I think that Don't Shit Your Pants was Derek Yu, but then I remember that was actually the Rogue Legacy people. So did everybody get their Nintendo Music app downloaded today?
I'm back.
Oh, I downloaded
even-
it. It's called different. It's a different app though. It's slightly different. It's called YouTube.
YouTube
I don't
is
even know what you're talking about.
Oh, Nintendo released their own Spotify today that literally is just Nintendo music.
Really?
If you're a Nintendo Switch
if you're
online
if you're
person.
an online subscriber.
So in other words,
Fucking
for all
Nintendo,
4 of
man.
you out there, congratulations.
I feel like the number is considerably higher than that, but I do have a Nintendo subscription. I feel like actually a lot of us do, because didn't we all get on a family plan last year or something before Extra Life? I don't remember
Oh, what are you
now.
talking about?
But it's the thing that's weird about it is I downloaded it and I looked and it's like I just assumed based on the way that they, advertised it in the announcement videos that it would be like, I mean, obviously not actually Spotify size, but like it would be a lot of shit. And it's actually not. There's like
It would at least have most of the Nintendo music.
it has 2 NES songs or NES soundtracks,
Excuse me?
I should say.
Oh, okay.
Not songs, yeah, soundtracks. It's got Metroid, and Mario, Mario 1. And on Super Nintendo,
Oh.
it's Yoshi's Island.
Bangers on that Metroid soundtrack, though.
I mean,
I
yeah,
can-
and it's got
I
the
can-
Famicom disc version as well, which
Can
is
we give some context here, though? Can we give some context, which is Nintendo sucks at doing things online
Yes.
in all facets at all times for like 15 years now. So this is your fault, Joe. Like, you expecting them to do normal shit is on you. You fucked up. You should have known better.
Okay.
Also,
Fair.
Nintendo also fucked up.
I mean, I was
But
gonna
we
say, I don't
expect
know that
that.
I necessarily expected different, but I expected more, I guess, which feels like the fucking Nintendo
What else?
mantra
what
at this point. There's 2 Game Boy games, Dr. Mario and Kirby's Dream Land.
Hey, those are good ones, though.
Yeah, fucking Nintendo though. They just
2 Super Nintendo ones, the first Donkey Kong Country and the second Super Mario World.
What?
Uh-huh.
What?
Uh-huh.
That's fucking wild.
can't listen to the Cheese Bridge theme.
But if you
This
want
is no
all
cheese
of
bridge
if you want
beat.
all of the Wii channels music, it's all there. Weather Channel,
Hey,
everybody
Okay,
votes.
all right. Now we're talking.
Okay, wait, I'm back
Now
in.
we're fucking talking. Yeah. You
Why did you say
listen.
Did you
so?
say we vote?
I did say
He
the
did.
Everybody Votes
Okay.
channel, yes.
Yeah, everybody votes. That's what it is.
Yes, but I mean, most importantly, obviously, the Wii Shop music is in there. But yes, also
is
the
that?
Me channel.
It's like a bossa nova beat.
It is.
Alex, don't make me start singing that.
We should barbershop quartet it up right now.
I don't know the lyrics well. I don't remember.
It's just one guy.
Yeah, it's also that's.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were talking about the
that's
Wii
also-
Shop. I thought we were talking about the Wii Shop theme.
We are, but there's
Talking
like a
about Wii Shop
sketch where
Wednesday.
this guy, like, yeah, exactly. It's
It's We Shop
Nirvana,
Wednesday.
the band, the show, which was a 2 guys in their web series, later TV series. But you've seen it probably. The sketch, no?
I always think of that, but also there was a period in early Giant Bombcast where where they would read all the video game releases for the week, and then when the Wii Shop and the DS Shop came along, Jeff Gersman would read all of the dumb shit. Like it was
As if like up
before
there
all
with like the real releases.
Yeah, but it was like before there was like an infinite amount of shovelware kind of everywhere all the time, and so it was just some of those were really funny and then they would play the Wii Shop music in the background, and there was
God, this is a bit of an aside, but one of the darkest, funniest jokes I ever heard was when Ryan Davis died, and then they did like their podcast the next day, and then Jeff's like, "Well, guess it's time for the Wii Shop releases,"
oh yeah,
because Ryan always was the one who didn't want him to do them.
yes. Well, that was like the bit on the show, and then there was a point I think where where like Ryan banned it from the show, and so Jeff was doing like bootleg Bombcast from his couch at home with like his roommate, reading all the Wii Shop. Anyways, it was a good bit. Shout out to like 2009 Bombcast
Oh yeah.
when there were still good video game podcasts on the internet.
There must still be at least one somewhere.
Yeah, Besties is good.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, Besties is okay. Nextlander is okay. Current Giant Bomb is like kind of okay. There's just isn't one that I really am excited for every week.
I'm excited whenever Besties shows up in my feed, but it's kind of the
Nextlander is
only one.
still missing a guy.
Which guy?
Yeah,
There's just not
Unex-
enough energy.
they just need a more high energy guy
Oh. They need a
because
Jeff.
they have two low energy guys and one high energy guy. The balance is off.
All right, put me in.
Yeah.
I know it's really frustrating
Pretty
because
low
like
energy guys.
5 years ago there were like 2 or 3 great game podcasts that I loved, and then they all got kind of reshuffled and split up, and
R.I.P.
And-
Beastcast.
now there's a bunch of game podcasts that are kind of close to what I want, but not exactly it. So it goes.
Oh yeah, that.
Sorry, I thought it
Oh
was
yeah, did you see Fandom laid a bunch of people off, including GameSpot people, but I don't think Giant Bomb people,
No
but I'm
Giant
not sure.
Bomb people, I don't think. But I mean, GameSpot's staff is like huge, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess not anymore, but
Okay, not as much.
you know, it sucks. I mean, but all games media is going to be in little pockets on Patreon pretty soon.
Yep.
I mean, if it's good, that's fine.
I guess, but
Right, I guess we're all depressed now.
Yeah. Well, you saw that while we're talking about it, that Sony Concord, that developer just like doesn't exist anymore. So much for the idea that they're gonna bring it back as like a free to play or whatever people were thinking they were gonna do with it.
They had admittedly been cagey about that, so it wasn't like it was ever a very sure bet.
Well, they
it's
wouldn't.
just, that's
I
what
mean,
a lot of other companies had done with their failed multiplayer games,
Yeah.
and so it's just like maybe they'll bring it back like that, but
Jesus.
Did anybody try that game?
Nope.
No one did. That's why it doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
I just recently saw that their most concurrent players in beta was something like 6 times higher than the most concurrent players they had as a commercial product.
Well, the player count was like something like 60 people or something, or like 600 maybe. That's probably more realistic.
That's really
But,
low for a brand new game though. That's fucking.
I know, but that's what I mean. Like it was like 2 weeks into the thing, and it was like that was at like peak hours kind of a thing, you know.
it sucked.
Well, Netflix shuttered a studio, and they didn't even let them actually produce anything.
Well, they hired like a bunch of big.
They
name
hired a
people.
bunch of
Yeah.
really big name people and gave them like a year, and then pulled the plug. It's like you can't.
Wait, it takes more than a year to make a video game?
Yeah,
What?
turns out.
Wild, huh? If only someone had known this for decades and decades.
I saw a tweet. Well, I guess it's not a tweet. It's Blue Sky. But whatever. I refuse to call it. No. It's a tweet.
We're not doing that.
We're not doing that. Anyway, I saw a tweet, and it was like,
Malt.
yeah, you know, like Blizzard canceled the game, and then like that they've been working on for many, many years, and then like the people who like were working on that took that game and like salvaged what they could and made a new game, and that game was Overwatch, and it made like $1 billion and he's like, and everyone since then, including Blizzard, learned the wrong lesson from that, and it's like, yup, absolutely. 100%.
Yep. This is Jason Schreier.
Yeah. Okay. That
We
makes
just
sounds
put Jason
great.
Schreier just
He
put
just
out
put out his book that I'm interested in
about
reading.
the history of Blizzard.
Yeah.
He did the rounds.
Oh,
He actually
on that,
was
okay.
on
On every game podcast there is.
Yeah.
but he. I
Wow.
I want to get that book. Sorry.
I think he might have left us an email asking if we'd restart On the Stick just so he could be on there.
I'll do it. Think I won't?
Yeah, let's go.
Special one-off edition. Special one-up edition.
Nice.
No, we already had. We had a couple of those.
Yeah.
Also, I'm about to start this game over with a different character because I feel like maybe I just chose poorly.
It ain't working out.
Well, there's a snappiness to the controls of really good beat 'em ups from this era that this game kind of doesn't really have.
I gotta admit, I really respect the decision to make these games play like old games. It makes some of them probably objectively less fun, but it makes the compilation stronger as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, but I mean, this game doesn't play like the combat in this is not as snappy as River City Ransom. You know what I mean? Like,
I do know what you mean.
yeah. In fact, you
But
probably
it's
know
pretty
exactly what I
appropriate.
mean.
Actually, I have not played Fist Hell yet, really.
Oh, okay.
think I'm waiting for an opportunity to play it multiplayer.
That's legit. We should do that during Extra Life, which is 8 days away. 8 days away. The most important thing happening next week is on the Sticks annual Extra Life. I can't think of anything more important that would be happening next week.
One thing for the schedule that didn't get mentioned is we're gonna do the whatever the sequel to the Subway.
Oh yeah, Exit 8
Subway game.
Platform 8.
Fresh.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have it. I got Platform 8.
I'm excited.
Pico
Does
Park
that count
2.
as a horror game?
Yeah, Pico Park.
I think
2.
it counts as a horror game.
I think it does. Yeah.
There was
When
some
did you
creepy
guys
shit
all
that
play
happened.
Pico Park and get excited about that game because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Kurt, Alex, Anthony, and I played it as a tweener thing in between before we started Baldur's Gate 3, I think.
Yes.
I think it was.
Oh.
No, wasn't it?
Or we
after,
wanted to
but
take a
before we
break
started?
before we started Shadow of the Erd Tree.
Yeah.
Would be.
Or maybe it was before. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I
We-
have no idea
I mean,
what the
it
fuck
was
you
like-
guys are talking about.
It's like a weird little platformer. It's like a puzzle platformer where you like have to stand on each other's heads and coordinate.
Oh, I think I remember you talking about that actually.
And it's literally the stage
You
is
know what?
called like party time, and then like you start the thing, and then there just says like pizza in the air or something. And you're like, what? And then like that's all the clues you get, and then you're just like, all right, well, let's figure it out.
Jesus.
But anyway, so there's a new one that's like 8-player local or something.
Ooh.
Yep.
I like
the
what I'm
first,
hearing.
the first
I
one
got
was 8
chained
players.
together.
I don't know how many were local though.
I got Death Squared.
What's that?
It's another weird co-op puzzle game. I think that's only up to 4 players though. So. And I also have there's a strategy game called Stolen Realm, which we could check out. It's supposed to be good. I bought that a long time ago.
I would still like it if we could find something that we could split into teams and do like a head-to-head with. I'm just not quite sure what that would be.
Yeah. That's hard.
Maybe with that attitude.
Hmm.
All right, so you're piloting your quest. What do you got here? You got a house. You got a dude.
I do. I got a couple of houses, couple of dudes. A duck.
Where's your duck?
I don't know. Someone hit the
Someone
duck.
did it in Discord.
Oh, after that thing turned down so far.
So you couldn't hear it
I'm
when
gonna
you
buy
hit
some
it. Got it.
meat. Some delicious meat. Yeah, I mean, I beat the like weird sort of boss thing, the first one that you find out here, and it didn't drop as much good stuff as I thought it would. It felt like a lot of effort for like just like more normal treasure, you know.
I played a bunch of Steam Next Fest demos.
Okay.
Oh, did you?
Cool.
Yeah,
That's cool. I missed out on that because my travels.
I posted about one in the thread. It's called Sectori.
Yeah, I played
Instead of-
that after you.
It said relevant to at least Joe and Eric for fans of Geometry Wars mashed up with Pac-Man CE.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. You can't just throw Pac-Man CE around. Really
I realize that is, inflammatory, but the sort of strategery around how you're maneuvering around and trying to figure out when's the right time to grab this thing and do this and da-da-da gave me that vibe. So for those that weren't there, it's a twin stick shooter in which you're the
Shit.
a single screen twin stick shooter but the arena that you're in is regularly changing, and different enemies are warping in. They have different styles, and there's a risk reward system where you, as you collect the stuff that drops when you kill things, you can buy essentially power-ups. But there's a stack of them, right? So when you first get enough, you can get like a level 1 thing. But if you wait and get more, then you can buy like shields or something like that. And so there's a sort of, do I want to cash this in now, or do I want to wait some until I get a better power up and maybe I get killed before I get there? And there are different levels of each of those as well, so you can sort of, well, do I bump this one up more, or do I go for a new thing? So there's a bunch of that's going on at the same time that you're sort of bouncing around trying to deal with the constantly spawning enemies and the different attack patterns and all that stuff that they have going on, and the changing of the play area and all this stuff. So
it
there's a
has
lot going on.
Strategical shopping is what you're saying.
Yes. In a way.
Nobody who is there anybody that doesn't enjoy tactical shopping?
Monsters.
Yeah.
I don't know, it looks cool.
I
No.
played Is This Game Trying to Kill Me?
Is
I
it?
saw that.
What was the verdict?
It was trying to kill me, yes.
Okay.
It's sort of a puzzly thing with a, Halloween-y vibe to it.
Who you call a weenie?
Yeah, you heard me.
It definitely
Oh,
bites the inscription
Yeah. Like
style a little bit.
less gothic, less, that sort of vibe of it, but still that kind of
CRTs.
play this game, look at this computer, but also look at things in the room, and flip switches and cross-reference things between what's going on in the game and what's going on in the room, and all this kind of stuff. So the bit of it that I played, I don't know, I played like 15-20 minutes of it or something like that before it ended. That was pretty fun. Turnip.
It's not a card game though. It just kind of looks like the inscription.
Yeah, it's not a card game. You're like moving your dude around in a 2D. Well, it's 3D really, but it's overhead sort of world, and then you're solving puzzles by going in and out of the game. Turnip Mountain, which is so.
That looks like a turnip, or is it a mountain made?
I
out of
can't
turnips?
remember what the name of the game is, but there used to be in a really old arcade game, which you had 2 sticks and you were climbing a building. And
Crazy Climber.
Crazy Climber, yeah. So what if Crazy Climber were more like Quap and maybe Celeste?
Okay.
In that you have these really weird, like,
Stop talking.
crafted
Get
areas
get
you're
outta
climbing
here.
around on. One hand for each, or one stick for each hand, and then buttons to grab.
Those-
And you sort of grab and pull down so that you can lever yourself over.
Oh, I think they were thinking of Gotcha, the boob grabbing game that is not
Well,
considered
it's just
lost.
there's something funny about mentioning Quap and Celeste in the same breath because
Yeah.
one of
Yeah.
those is like the most precise
Yep.
platformers imaginable, and one of those is the most imprecise game I've ever played in my entire life.
Yeah.
And it's just
Well, that's the thing. It was like, I feel like there was everything is in front of you. It could be precise, but because of how it actually works, I was really imprecise as I was playing it, because it was just so sort of, wait, I got to pull this way to make my arm pull in this direction so I can go over there and grab this thing, and it wasn't coming together for me because of the different ways I had to get my head around it. And the little creature that you're climbing around with is just very odd looking. It's like a little tiny sort of turnip thing with these giant arms and hands that come out. Let's see. Locomotive is
Are
a
you going off the rails on a?
yeah. It's a point and click mystery game that takes place on a train.
You don't say.
Yeah. It seems to be voiced. It's really well illustrated.
Seems to be. We can't
I'm-
tell or not.
It's not. It is voiced. I just don't know if it's fully voiced.
Future historians will wonder if the game was voiced.
Was it voiced or
Um,
not?
But it looks like they put a lot of care into animating it and illustrating it and all that stuff. It's got a fairly humorous sort of tone to it. That looks like it might be good for those people that don't run screaming when you say point and click mystery game.
I like that.
Yeah,
I play at least one or two of those every year.
yeah.
Always have a good time.
Yeah, actually, speaking of that, at Next Fest, apparently mouthwashing came out, and I just didn't register it. And apparently
Oh yeah, it's been out.
It's
Well,
very
it's
good.
like a
apparently.
couple hours long.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
that long.
Yeah.
So
There isn't that much more. I watched Nextlander. Vinny and Alex played through the whole thing, and I watched them. And there really isn't. Like the demo was like half of the game, basically.
yeah, I mean, when I saw how long it was, that's kind of what I thought. I was like, dude, I feel like the demo was almost that long.
30 minutes, 40 minutes. Yeah, it was like a couple of hours.
Yeah. Trip is a first-person game in which you're on a train. Again, a train.
So you trying to tell us something?
You like enter a car, and there's all these weird people in the car, and you can talk to them, and you can't really do much aside from you can sit in the seats, and you can talk to them. Certain ones, not everybody, and then you can walk to the other end of the car, and then you go through and open the next door, and you're back in the same car. But some stuff is different.
Antechamber-ish.
Yeah, some stuff is different, but maybe some stuff isn't. And then you loop around again, and maybe some stuff is back the way it was, and some stuff
Other
isn't.
stuff is different.
And then at some point, right near the end of the demo, it just went places in ways that I was not prepared for.
Cronenbergian
Let's
places.
say
Which I
frog
think-
fractions places, or like what are we talking
Potentially,
about?
I think this is relevant to at least Eric's interests in it being like, hold on, what the fuck is happening?
Would you go
Okay.
so far as to call it a
always ready for
Metroid
that.
Brainia, Kurt?
I would
Shut
not.
the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Get
I
out of
would
here.
absolutely not call it that.
This fucking guy.
What else did I
What
play?
was the name of that one, Kurt?
Trip.
With 2 P's?
Nope. 1P. It has a very cartoony style. Sort of surrealist cartoony style.
Surrealist cartoony.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I had to think it through.
But is like weirdly rounded and clownish. Squid Grid is one
You're
of those puzzle
You're a
games
squid
that I
now,
like.
You're a grid now.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it?
I think
Is
it's
it
only
a
relevant
grid
to
or
me.
is it a grid?
Although it did have a very
It's a side.
fun mechanic in that.
This year I'm voting Squid.
Sorry.
I said this year I'm voting Squid.
Yeah.
Had enough.
Don't
for-
blame me.
had
I
enough
voted for
for it.
Kodos.
There's a ska band from Wisconsin called I Voted for Kodos.
Nice.
Once again, thank
A
you for the
squid
Wisconsin fact.
squirting, tentacle bending puzzle game.
Yeah.
Squid Grid doo doo doo.
A very interesting mechanic that I hadn't seen in one of these kinds of games before is you're not playing a squid, but there are squids that are in your little grid. You're
Hence
trying to
the
make your
name
way
of the
through the
thing.
grid and get to the like exit. But squids, if you run into them from the top or the sides, you'll move them if they can be moved. But if you run into them from the bottom, they will shoot you to the space in front of them that has the same color as them. So then, yeah, it's an additional complication in doing stuff. You're like, well, I want to be in that second red one, not that first red one. So now I got to move this around to make
You
sure.
guys need to go watch the trailer for this.
It's very funny. Yeah, that's
Very
why.
good.
That's why I
This
decided
trailer
to
is
download it.
really something.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
What's it called again? This is still Trip or
Squid
this
Grid.
is Squid Grid.
Yep.
What was that one that we I think Eric, you played it in there. Maybe I played it.
posted it.
The one where you're in the little English town and everybody's super weird.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
wish you were here. No.
Thank goodness
Yeah,
you're
Thank
here.
goodness you're here.
goodness
Goodness you're here.
It's on
Yeah,
sale right
I
now.
have
out.
that.
That's out
I
now.
have it. And I maybe we could maybe do that. Would be fun as a group and at Extra Life too.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah. 'Cause I was gonna buy that and play it, but if we're gonna do it, then I'll
It
like.
was fun. That was a fun one to do
not
like
do
that.
that.
Maybe we could do that for dinner, maybe instead of an FMV game. Although I did download.
Why
and
not
get
both? We
working-
got a bunch of time.
I downloaded and got working Ripper.
Oh, Christopher Walken?
That's the big. Well, it's not just Christopher Walken, dude. It's like Christopher Walken, Karen Allen. What's the bad guy from The Warrior? The Warriors come out. And play guy that was like-
David Patrick Kelly.
Yeah, he's in it.
This is the really
think
real
Ozzie
world,
Davis
man,
is in
and
it.
there ain't no coming back.
What's crap? The guy that played the Penguin on the Batman show,
Burgess
Rocky's
Meredith.
manager.
Colin
Burgess
Farrell.
Meredith.
I was about to say
Burgess
Colin
Meredith.
Farrell.
Thank you.
Well, wasn't not Clive Owen is in like Privateer, Privateer
Scott
2,
Cohen, John Rhys Davies, Jimmy
you go.
Walker's in it. Paul Giamatti.
Dynamite.
Paul Giamatti.
Yeah.
I like how for most of those people it's after
like
they
one
were
of the
famous,
first
but
things
for
he
Paul
did.
Giamatti,
I was
it's
gonna say
before
that
he
must
was
like so
famous.
weird.
Yeah. It's it's like one of the biggest budget FMV games.
Yeah, it was like that, and the
I
Dennis
don't know-
Hopper
I
one
don't know
was
if you
also a
guys-
huge budget one. Was it Hell?
I don't know
what
if
it was
you-
called.
I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, but I've seen it played all the way
no.
through. It really does deliver on the promise of whatever the fuck.
Crazy FMV game starring Christopher Walken.
Yeah. Well, for my part, I had a bad migraine yesterday, so I laid in bed
Fun.
and played Metaphorically Fantasio all day instead of Viking, which was okay because it poured out anyways. But
Is it the Persona 6 you'd really been hoping for? Fuck! God damn.
just keeps getting better. I'm like 23 hours in now,
Damn.
and I just like it more and more the more that I play it.
Is it what do you like about it the most? Is it like mechanical or the
I think
story or
I love I all of it is kind of coming together pretty good so far. But I really like the more time that I spend doing the dungeon crawling stuff, and like doing the quests and the way that the I know I've just done so much demon collecting and having used that as a mechanic in various personas and SMT games. It's just really cool to have that be leveraged in a job system kind of a thing. Like I finally
okay.
23 hours in, I finally gotten to the point where I have like enough jobs that I can start like like mixing and matching skills in a meaningful way and possibly like actually combining the jobs into new jobs and things.
I was actually just about to ask, like, why is this not just a Shin Megami Tensei game, but if it seems like it's the job system?
So like there's like a job grid, and then like you can level up. It's kind of like, I mean, it's very like Final Fantasy V or whatever.
Because just to
Well,
make
there's
sure
just-
I'm understanding correctly, this is from people who worked on Persona games, and
This
it's
is from the
published
same
by
director
Atlas.
Yes, it's from the same director as all those games, but it's like a different. He's like heading up a different team, I think, of
Okay.
people. But it is from Persona people, so it's, you know. But like also like since they've disentangled it from the tarot like theming and stuff, like there's not as many S links, and so the S links are a little like stronger across the board. And I still
Oh, no.
and I haven't come
Oh,
across
no.
one that did it yet, which is that's really the
Oh,
they're big-
what a bad time for my controller battery to die.
I was gonna ask what happened because you did kind of stop moving and just let that.
I didn't kind of stop moving. I totally stopped moving. Because, yes.
But yeah, It just like keeps getting better.
Cool.
But so
Yeah.
because
I'll
at
have to check it out
first,
eventually.
initially,
I'm still not 100% convinced that they're gonna pull off the thing that they're trying to pull off with the like racism
oh boy,
thing that they're trying to go for.
Japanese game developers famously always handle that well. So
I like usually like the Persona games usually get like the big thematic stuff usually pretty. They usually do a pretty good job with that stuff. It's usually the stuff around the edges that's usually kind of bad, or like there's like a lot of dissonance between what the overall theme of the game is supposed to be or perceived to be, and then what like the actual text of a lot of the stories ends up being. Well,
but yeah, I initially had read it as like sort of like a Bloodstained, you know, like, oh, that guy left Atlas and now he's doing his own thing that's
Oh, no,
Persona
no,
with
no,
the
it is-
serial number filed off, and then like I think
So
it was
it's literally a like celebration. It's like Atlas's whatever anniversary, and this game is like considered their like celebration of Atlas games in general.
got it.
Like
Okay.
that is literally the whole purpose of the game.
That makes a little more sense now. Got it.
but so yeah, basically like the guy that made Persona games, he like after Persona 5 was like, I don't want to do this. I want to do some different stuff. And so he left and then like made. He didn't leave the company. He just like made another. He like took over and kind of like rejiggered a studio that existed because I think it's the same. Generally, like a lot of the same people who did the Catherine game and some other stuff.
Okay.
Not as well known from Atlas.
That sure was a game that I liked in theory a lot more than I liked in practice.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm still waiting for the screw up, but so far I really I'm enjoying it a lot. The rhythm of it is good. They're way more. They do a much better job of like surfacing like how and when to level up your S links, and also just kind of like making every like your time is still structured like you have a daytime slot and a nighttime slot, right? But there's a lot less like especially in Persona 3 and 4, there were times where if you weren't following like a guide or whatever, you would kind of like get yourself into a point where there just wasn't anything interesting to do for a night. And I haven't had any of those situations happen yet. Like even when there's no like S-Link cutscenes to play out or whatever, they're still giving you like little like the interactions with the characters are still kind of meaningful. And so even if you're not upgrading the S-Link, you're increasing your courage or your wisdom stat, like having a little scene play out between you and some of the other characters.
I'm sorry, they're pronounced slinks.
Yeah,
I was thinking about making that joke, but I decided not to. So I'm glad that
They go downstairs alone or in
No.
pairs.
yeah. So I did that.
Everyone loves
Roll
that
over your
guy,
neighbor's
too.
dog.
Played a bunch of that. I watched Strange Darling.
What
That's-
did you
those
think?
are
I still have
words.
not watched Strange Darling. What did you think?
Okay, pretty good. I kind of like figured it out
Okay.
before it was
Can't
over.
fool
but
you. Can't
it's
teach you
pretty-
nothing.
It's pretty obvious what's going on. I think if you've seen any like horror or thriller made, like say the like post Pulp Fiction kind of era, but good. What else? I watched a bunch of stuff yesterday. I watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 again.
Nice.
Great fucking movie.
I think that's one of my 3 favorite movies.
Dang.
I mean, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre is definitely one of my 3 favorite movies. 2 is
Yeah,
very
but
good.
The problem with the first one is it's not as good as the second one.
If you say so.
serious.
But yeah, I have them both on 4K. I should give them both a watch.
I know they're both great movies.
They're
It's
both great
not-
movies.
You don't have to pick. Yeah.
Marion and I did go see. Speaking of 4K, Marion and I went and saw the 4K remaster of The Fall, which is terrific.
I feel like that's a movie I watched one time in a fugue state, and I need to revisit.
It's
Or is
Visually
it
stunning.
best viewed in a fugue state?
It might be. I mean, the characters themselves are kind of in a fugue state during it, so they would check out.
I saw Exorcist 2 in a fugue state a couple years ago, and that's
It's
definitely the best way
Still
to see
wasn't
that
worth it.
movie. Well, yeah, I mean, it still wasn't worth it. But
Pretty bad movie.
but if you want to see James Earl Jones dressed up like a giant locust, where else are you gonna go? You know.
You're making a point. I don't know if it's a good one.
Oh, it's a good one.
I rewatched Tremors.
Nice.
Nice.
Also, Happy Halloween.
Still excellent.
That's a good Tremors and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Too,
That's a
is
good-
real double
that's a
feature.
good double feature, yeah.
That's a very solid double feature.
And it's also like a double feature that's shorter than a lot of modern movies. So
Uh-huh.
it's great.
275-minute classics.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, saw a septuple feature last weekend.
Good grief.
That sounds terrible.
No, it was fucking great. Final Destination 2 on 35 millimeter.
Is that the one that
The only way.
starts with the
Logging
log
truck.
truck?
Yes.
That's a real good start.
Mm-hmm. It also has the guy getting sliced in threes like a cartoon character by barbed wire. And it's all done with practical effects, and it looks really
Yeah.
good. Let's see. Yeah, actually, speaking of movies best watched in a fugue state, there was a movie called Alucarda, which, as I think I've already told Eric, was not a vampire movie.
What?
Right. It's about
Two card battler.
satanic lesbians in a
Okay,
like a
go
convent,
on.
in like a not a convent, but like an orphanage run by nuns. And the nuns are kinky in like a different way. There's like a whole scene with some really weird self-flagellation that's definitely played for kink
This
reasons.
sounds super fetishy.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. That was fun.
What
Maybe
language
best.
is this movie in?
It is an English language Mexican film from 1977 or 78.
Okay, that checks out.
So yeah, let's see. Ginger Snaps 2, which I was not aware that all three Ginger Snaps movies apparently have a pretty good reputation. I kind of assumed that the ones after the first one were not you know.
Crash
You're-
garbage.
Yeah, trash garbage. Like just like, oh well, this thing was marginally successful, so we're just gonna
Cash
make
in.
we're just gonna put the name on like a different movie about a werewolf or something. You know, one of those things.
It's like Ginger Dead Boy 2 and 3.
Yeah. Ginger Dead Man, please don't disrespect
sorry.
Gary Busey that way. What about Evil Bong
there is a
versus
Gin-
Ginger
there
Dead
is-
Man though?
There is the Ginger Dead Man 2, Passion of the Crust,
Yes.
which is
That
higher
is-
rated on IMDb than the first one. And
The
then
first one's
third
pretty
one's called
bad, so-
Saturday Night Fever. I made that joke not knowing that there was a trilogy of Ginger Dead Men movies, but of course there is.
But then there's also Ginger Dead Man versus Evil Bong,
Yeah.
which I don't know the continuity. If I'm being honest, you know, I don't know where.
Not canon.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say, is it a
it's probably like Alien versus
non-canon?
Predator, which is like or Freddy versus Jason, which are non-canon.
Did you know that one of the Evil Bong movies was written by Patrick Clement?
Yeah. Yes. Story credit. I think he has a story credit, right? Because it was like an idea he came up with on a podcast or something.
Or like Doll Man versus Evil.
Demonic Toys. Dollman versus Demonic
Demonic-
Toys. Jesus.
I've
Are you
seen
saying
all
that
the-
Dollman versus Demonic Toys is not canonical to the
I don't
Dollman
think so. I don't think so.
cinematic universe?
I don't. I'll have to get Tim Thomerson on the phone. And
Yes,
ask him
please.
quickly. Yeah.
Let's see, what else did I... Ginger
What was
Snaps
the-
2,
what was the
surprisingly.
name of that sci-fi movie he was in that we did for the action cast? That was
Rancer.
incredible?
Trancers
Trancers. That's it. Yeah.
Rancers?
with Helen Hunt. Helen Hunt is
Yeah.
blue-haired Helen Hunt.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She had blue hair. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like the punk rock
Rancers?
Santa
Helen
elf.
Hunt has blue hair and Jessica Ventura has blue hands. So
Oh, now I remember that.
I was gonna say, even though
Wasn't
that
good.
is like a Christmas movie, I feel like it wasn't the Christmas episode. Even though it's a movie
that
that takes,
Trancers,
yeah,
or-
even though it takes place at Christmas. Yeah. Or maybe it was the Christmas
definitely-
episode. I don't remember.
that was I definitely
I don't
brought
know,
that one
man.
to the table. So
Lena. Helen Hunt's character.
Mhm.
yeah, we all remember that.
Yeah, you don't need to tell us that. We all know what you're talking about.
We all remember Tim Thomerson obviously driving a car that was on a trailer and wildly swinging the steering wheel back and forth
Yeah.
in a way that.
Okay, I do remember that now that you say that.
That was a fun movie.
Hmm.
The movie wasn't the problem. I mean, well, actually.
The movie wasn't the problem.
Which
The
is
problem
no
was I had to talk to Alex about it afterwards.
Yeah.
We should just do a podcast where we just watch all the Tim Thomerson movies.
Hey man, I followed someone on Blue Sky now who does a Clue Gallagher podcast. So, and
Wow.
someone else who does an
What?
Eric Roberts
Wow.
podcast. So like, Tim Thomerson is.
Gallagher.
Now I'm sort of wondering if Eric Roberts is the Clue Lager of our time.
Who's Clue Gallagher?
Yeah, I don't know.
He was the
Dude.
dad in Gremlins.
Colin Farrell.
I don't remember the dad in Gremlins.
He does makes
He's-
all the inventions.
He's in Return of the Living
He's
Dead.
also in Return of the Living Dead. Yes.
I was gonna say he's
I don't
Return of
remember
Living
Return
Dead
of
is probably
Living
the
Dead.
one, but man, that.
Well,
that
you
was
need to
a
fix
fucking movie.
that.
I rewatched that last year.
Send
Yeah.
more
More
paramedics.
Good fucking movie.
Why does he say it weird like that?
Because he's a zombie.
Zombie.
Oh, they can talk?
Zombies eat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Zombies eat.
That's
the
when
top,
they start
and
talking.
then-
More brains.
Yeah, there's a whole section where this guy has been turned into a zombie is trying to convince his girlfriend to come out.
I
from
can
where
smell
she's
your
barricaded herself.
brains.
It's great.
Uh-huh. Yep.
What was?
Yeah,
the-
remember that whole thing where like I don't really like horror movies the way you guys do? Anyway.
Remember when I was gonna do that Albert Pine?
Yes, I do.
You should have.
Yes.
Pune.
Exploring the universe.
The Puniverse, yeah. We can still do that. There's still time.
I guess it's not too late. Yeah. Maybe that could be my new job.
I
People pay for
I actually
that, right?
rewatched Cyborg a couple of years ago, and that
That
is
part's okay.
it's okay is about as much as I'd give Cyborg.
It's better than Alien from LA
I mean, that is.
or that fucking Captain America movie.
Bro, yeah, that's right. I always forget that he directed the terrible straight-to-video Captain America movie. Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, I can't
I don't-
save
did
that
we-
guy from the
Did we
axe,
ever
apparently.
Did we ever do Omega Doom for Action Cast? I don't.
No.
No.
Cause that was directed by him, but it starred like Rutger Hauer.
So he's around a class to join up a little bit, is what you're saying?
And also his.
Is it as
the
good as
name
Blind
of
Fury?
The name of the character that Rutger Hauer plays is Omega Doom. That's his
Oh,
name.
Jesus.
But it's basically like post-apocalyptic. Fucking what's the Kurosawa movie about the samurai that
Yojimbo.
travels around? Yeah, it's post-apocalyptic. Fucking Albert Pyun.
Yojimbo.
Yojimbo with Rutger Hauer as a guy named Omega Doom.
I
with a big
mean,
stupid Russian hat.
that sounds fucking
So
amazing.
it sounds
frankly.
fucking cool,
Yeah.
dude. "Oh, this movie sucks," goes on to describe like the best movie ever made by humans.
Does it have Sven Ole Thorson? Is really no. That's what all I want. That would make it perfect.
Oh, I watched Last Night in Soho.
That's
as
a good
well.
movie. I saw that on 35
was it?
millimeter when it was new.
Last night's what?
Last Night
Last
in
Night
Soho.
in Soho. It's the
Oh.
most
That is-
recent Edgar Wright movie.
It is the most recent movie.
Isn't the
I
Sparks
really like it.
documentary the most recent Edgar Wright movie, or was that right
That's
before?
true. It is.
I
Yeah.
guess, but
No, Sparks came after. It's the most recent.
they both came out the same year.
They
or-
said
Yeah.
it came out in the same year.
But yes, it is. It's very good.
Yeah, that's good. I also saw Baby Driver not that long ago, finally, and that was also really good. I like that a
a
Yep.
lot.
lot.
Yep.
As it turns out, Edgar Wright, I like most of his movies.
Hot Fuzz.
He made one movie that
Hot
I
Fuzz
really,
is
really
great.
liked.
Hot
Okay,
Fuzz and
there
Shaun of
is
the Dead.
several-
Oh yeah, I rewatched Shaun of the Dead yesterday too.
Oh yeah, Shaun of the Dead's good. Okay,
That's
he
all
made
I
two
did was
movies.
put on a bunch of horror movies.
I actually haven't rewatched World's End in a while, but I remember really liking it when I saw it in the theater.
I did
I ever
not
saw
like
that.
that movie.
Yeah,
at
I
all.
did not like that one as much.
Didn't make it through Scott Pilgrim. Never watched Ant Man.
He didn't actually end up directing Ant-Man.
Yeah, he didn't.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Listen, that's 4 killer movies is a pretty good career, no matter how you.
That's
Shaun of the
very
Dead
true.
is so good.
Shaun of the Dead is so good. So is Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz is also good, but I think
I love Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz is like 20 minutes too long. It's also
There's
like
a lot
exactly,
of movie there.
Exactly, it's also like exactly 20 minutes longer than Shaun of the Dead. But I think like Hot Fuzz does have like so many amazing things in it. But
Hot Fuzz is it's really
Hot
incredible.
Fuzz is amazing.
great. Yeah.
I used to
We
not
definitely
like the
did that on
first half as much, but then like now I like it. I get it.
God
Like
damn.
it
I don't know if I've seen that.
Sorry.
What year? Every year.
every year.
Yeah, I don't know if Last Night in Soho is one that I'm gonna like rewatch like I would Hot Fuzz or
Yeah.
Shaun of the Dead or whatever.
It's
but
it's not that kind of movie, but
it's beautiful.
there's a
Yes.
yeah, it has a really strong aesthetic, not surprisingly, and some amazing
the
cinematography.
shots of with the stuff he does with the mirrors. And
Yeah, that whole sequence when they're dancing is crazy good.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yes, I also understand.
That's the one where the girl is like turning into Anya Taylor-Joy, right?
Yes.
Kind of.
Yes.
Well, kind of, but yeah. Also, was that Diana Rigg's last movie before she died?
Yes.
I don't. Is that Robert Eggers' not Nosferatu movie? Is that out before Halloween
Christmas.
is over here? Or
It's,
it's out for Christmas?
comes out on Christmas.
Okay.
But it was still apparently an acceptable answer for Willem Dafoe in yesterday's Vulture Cinematrix, which I think is kind of horseshit, but whatever.
What's that?
I know what you're talking about.
It's
Also,
like Immaculate Grid, but for movies.
I know what both of those things are. None of these references are lost on me. I'm cool.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know.
What is
Yeah.
Immaculate
I'm
Grid?
assuming
Immaculate
it's
Grid
like
is
a
a baseball. It's like a Wordle-ish thing, yes. But so Cinematrix is like it's a 9-square grid, and it tells you like an actor. One row is an actor, and one row is a director, and one row is a year, and one row is like, or one column is movies with 2-word titles, and one is horror movies and whatever, and so you have to like meet the intersections where all the grid, you know, like.
So you need
what's-
a Jack Lemmon movie from the 50s and a Jack
And
Lemmon movie that was
a three-word
nominated for an
title or-
Oscar.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. But you can only use any particular movie in one spot,
Yes.
which is what makes it difficult.
Can you use? Was there room in the Jack Lemmon one for grumpy old men and grumpier old men?
Potentially.
That actually was
There
how it-
usually is,
Joe solved
honestly.
it, yeah.
I was gonna say, I just had one.
You actually the other thing is you get more points for more obscure, like less people choosing the
Yeah.
movie that you've chosen. You get more points.
Oh, great hipster bonus.
Yeah. Dum, 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 dum,
The
dum.
music is just like absolutely fucking exemplary in
Well,
this
too
whole
bad.
collection.
I was hoping you guys would say that Nosferatu was out so I could watch it. But
It's not out.
Nope, Christmas.
Nosferatu's been up
Hey,
for
Eric,
like 100 years,
Nosferatu is
dude.
I was say, yeah, it's
Yeah.
100 and
I did see
105
that
years
once in
old
a
at this
movie
point.
theater where somebody played on a like an actual organ.
I
Oh my
did the
God.
same. It was great.
You played the organ this year?
Hey, Alex, do you have
Yeah.
any
100 and-
tips for
142
Joe in
minutes.
this situation?
Don't get hit.
Okay.
Thanks, bud.
Hey, Alex, say the thing.
Wind them
I
up.
did. That's what they pay me for.
Yeah, that's
I
what I'm
give
here
the people
for.
what they want,
Yep.
which is to leave.
It's the 7th season. He's just hitting the hits, getting paid.
I mean, that's fine because I am
Yeah.
getting paid.
I was gonna say, I think we're more than 7 seasons in, or maybe it just feels that way because Alex is here.
It's hard to tell. It's a game of inches or seconds, I guess. It's time.
Oh, the last thing I watched was Halloween 4.
Man, the opening to that movie is so good. The opening credit sequence to that movie is one of the better opening credit sequences to.
Hmm.
It's also like the Halloween franchise is pretty rough.
Yeah.
It's just like one of the better.
Is it?
It
Is
is because like most of the especially because like 2, 5, and 6 are all like borderline fucking unwatchable.
I mean,
And then-
it's 5 and
after that,
6.
it's
I'm with
like-
you, but I think I'd rather watch 2 than 4.
I haven't seen 4 recently enough.
I watched it because they did it on a movie podcast I listened to. And I don't know, it was okay. Because like 5 and 6 are the ones where they add all the weird lore stuff.
That's
The weird,
true.
unnecessary lore.
Yeah. Well, it was just Joe and I were just talking about
Thorn,
this the other-
man.
because the Terrifier movies have like done in 3 movies, but Halloween and Friday the 13th took like 2 decades, and
I mean,
Like-
Friday the
Like
13th
drive
movies never
himself
got.
into the ground with
the-
horseshit.
I was saying the Friday the 13th movies never got there, Eric. There is no lore about Jason. That doesn't.
What?
It's not a thing that exists.
listen to, there's all that stuff in the 7th one about the mask and stuff or whatever.
I think you made that up.
I think Joe doesn't really
No,
know a
there's-
lot about
there
what he's,
definitely is.
this stuff. You know what I mean?
7's
I
the
mean,
one.
Joe has seen the stuff.
That's true.
Yeah.
Man.
That's a
Enough
fucking
is
movie.
never enough.
There's a movie that just came out called The Substance.
The
Yeah.
substance,
And
yeah.
in my head, it's just a fucking sequel to the stuff.
That's I've done the same thing in my brain.
And I know
It's
it's
supposed
not
to be
bad.
good.
It is supposed to be good.
It
It's
is,
like
yeah.
More and
That's
it is-
Coralie Fergiat, right? Directed that.
Oh, yeah, of
She
course.
directed a movie
Everyone's
called
favorite.
Revenge that, if you haven't seen, I would recommend.
I have not.
I have not. Margaret Qualley.
Yeah.
I have not been paying a lot of close attention to this game, but that's a weird looking zombo.
The one with the apron.
It's like a pig monster of some sort.
Yeah, it is. It is a pig monster.
So shouldn't the wolves be attacking it and not me? I mean, come on.
Were wolves and pigs mutual enemies?
Do you not have the story of the three little pigs were up there in Canada, Mike? Oh my god.
You're dead.
You're
dead.
They do, but it's les très petits cochons.
All right, I'm frustrated now.
You're
And
tired
we've been
of
doing this
slamming your
for-
dick into this game.
Yep. I'm gonna check it on Pilot.
have been
I'm gonna
doing
check
this
it
for a
on
long
Pilot Quest real quick
Yeah, good
before I
idea.
sign off.
Oh, my idea for the video game music draft was to make like 2 playlists and then just give people like to like draft different songs into different slots and then give everybody a certain number of like moving tracks or like changing the track to a different song from the same soundtrack or whatever.
I don't understand what you just
Yeah, I don't
said.
understand either, but I'm willing to try.
Okay.
I mean, mine
Well, I
was
mean, I
much
have to-
simpler, which is just everybody
Yeah,
like.
but see, that's you need to make it into like a game, so it's like fun, you know?
Well, there'd be different categories, so it's like there's like a beginning and like a final
middle and
boss
an end.
theme and okay, all right.
Yeah, that would work. You can do that.
Yeah, and then everybody makes their own game, and then you like
I wanted to
vote on,
make
like,
the way
who's
I
the
had
best
envisioned
game.
envisioned it was like a way to do like a collaborative like playlist creation.
Well, I think we would. The thing is I think you could then say like, here's everyone's personal playlist, and then like you could just have all of them like available. I guess you could rather than make one, but I guess that's like
Wow.
a different thing entirely.
Yeah, it is a different thing.
I don't know. It was just something I was thinking about earlier, but
No, it's a good idea.
it's a good idea. That's why I had it years ago.
All right, I'm ending the stream now. I might be back tomorrow on Halloween with something. I think I'm going to see Goblin play a live score to Demons, but I might get on after that. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, if not, we'll be back next week with Extra Life and a test stream probably on Wednesday for Extra Life. Kind of. Anyways, good night, everybody.
Hi.
Bye.
Aye.